beautiful morning. Just jumped on here real fast to say peace. Peace to everybody. Quick message, man. If you like this, man, share and like it. Share and like. Hit that little notification. There's nothing wrong with that. But just a quick message, man, that I always like to share with my people and everyone on this earth plane. Yeah, share and like the message. There's nothing wrong with that. But man, a lot of times you got to understand that yes, we are in this so-called information age and all these things. No matter what you claim, yes, we are in an information age per se. Yeah, like and share, thank you. But a lot of more is today what's happening. People is overdosing and drunk on just so-called information. You call it that conscious community thing. And let's be honest with that stuff. That whole conscious stuff is trash, because a lot of that conscious community stuff is poor stuff. I mean, it's no disrespect to nobody. Man, you look at a lot of them people, the ladies on Section 8, the men is bums, no disrespect. And I'm just saying what I've seen. You don't need to know a whole bunch of things that's not going to help you. You don't need to know more things that's helping nothing. You need to apply these tools. I'm telling you, you don't need another necklace, another whatever that's not going to do nothing for you. You don't need another lucky rabbit's foot. We need to live a certain way, which is healthier. We need to operate from a certain place. We always say the closest place to find Allah, the closest place to find love is in the heart. Well, we should operate from the heart. We should learn to support those who are contributing to the solutions and the ones that we know it and we choose not to. Group economics, religious community, nationality. Yes, it's simple. Every problem has a solution, Morris, in life. Why? Because life is a mathematical equation. That's why I always ask Morris, I say, are you a procrastinator or a contemplator? Are you investing or wasting? See, I love the thing about the circulation of the dollar. I love for money to circulate. I want to be a part of that. And that's what I tell people, man. There's nothing wrong with the money circulating and doing things in the right manifestation. But what we do, we done got to a certain level, man, to where we think this science is some criminal stuff and some sovereign citizen stuff, and you want to cancel some corporate debt with some 1099, you want to drive without license, you want to do all these things, and then when you get caught up in certain falsehoods, you want to try to use the law that you say that you don't even abide by. So that's all I wanted to say. But yesterday I was building and I was trying to find this book I was telling y'all. And this is one of the books I had. This is one of the books I was telling you about when I say a lot of history is here. When I say we just be arguing with each other to make ourselves, I don't know, look stupid, and it's nothing to argue. When I say you have to just do research and look up words. It'd be nothing to argue. It'd be nothing to argue. It'd be nothing to argue. I said, come on, man. You got brothers that just want to argue with each other to say, well, they know this more than that, and this person know more than that. Nobody knows more than anyone. Nobody knows more than anyone, because if something written and it's older than me and you, all we have to do is just go with the oldest and just continue to do the research. It's nothing to argue about, especially brothers that call themselves melanated and those that call themselves truth seekers. You know, you never see a different nationality or anything doing the things that Moore's doing. You have Moors from all different geographical areas, and all they'll do is make videos about each other and try to discredit each other. And I say, man, like, that has to change. And no one is going to say you right, man. And we're talking about grown men. We're not talking about young kids that's in their 20s or young 30s. We're talking about grown men. Like, people should have been left that, because remember, it's only popular to those that entertain it. So the thing is, we have grown people entertaining this stuff. So it'd be nothing to argue when people be arguing over semantics, or Africa, Morocco, this, that, and the other. I said, dude, stop playing and just relax and listen. And then when you start coming from a place of scholarship, peer-reviewed scholarly research, you can start finding righteousness. You can start finding truth in everything. You can research and get what you need out of the research and let everything else be. But what most individuals do is diss things that they have no understanding of. I give you a prime analogy. Say if you know mathematics, 1, 2, 3s, and then you learn how to multiply. Oh, I hope you don't get rid of mathematics because you learn how to multiply. Those are tools. You just add those tools to the toolbox. Those are tools. Those are keys. And I tell my brothers and sisters, all the science, all the laws, it belong, like, you don't diss anything. A scholar, a historian can't be biased in their understanding. Why? Because if you're a doctor, you continue to be in the laboratory with your test tubes and your beakers. You continuing to improve. A doctor, say, if he's continuing to do the work, which a doctor always doing, something that may have worked far back as 20 years ago, say closest 10 years ago, closest 5 years ago, he or she might have improved or found another way. How? Due to the research. And it's the same thing when you doing research history and spirituality and all these things. Now, we can get into the fashion why I tell people we don't gravitate to one religion, that we miss the essence of all the rest. Why? Because if that's fake, it's all fake. And that's what I want people to be clear of. If this fake, then it's all fake. Why? Because it's all off something. When you see more this in the Bible and all this, well, we in the Bible. So if more gonna say the Bible is fake, you fake. Because we say we from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. We talk about Ruth and Moabitess, Tamar, all that. You talk about the Quran and all that. You talk about Osiris, mysteries, all that. So if you want to say anything is fake, it's all fake. Even my Christian brothers and sisters, when they talk about the New Testament and Flavius Josephus, all that's fake. That's a pseudonym. All that's fake. And so I don't get into arguing and debating with no one. So if you're going to say this is fake, it's all fake from a scholarship perspective. So when we get into the historical aspect and what was seen on this earth plane, that's a whole nother object. And then we can get to the fact of the matter that the biblical scriptures is a genealogy of a people. And it's just what it is. And the story must be told right. Because if that's the case, then it's all fake. From the story of Gilgamesh, from all these things that you will see where certain things come from, we do this in scholarship. That's why it's called peer-reviewed scholarly research. It's not religion and it's not man-made. No one can go with what I'm saying if you're a scholar. That's why I said I don't gravitate to no one religion. I teach all science. I understand it. But the historical aspect and law, you can't arbitrarily explain law and history. And no one has it ain't no one that just have it. We should say if a person is educated and wise, it can be more than one educator or one wise person. When you had John Henry Clark, when he brought when he brought Sheikh Anta Diop, a lot of Sheikh Anta Diop writings was translated by John Henry Clark. That was his boy, because a lot of his books was written in Spanish, Italian, per se. And that's just a fact. And so it's a lot of scholarship that's done, man. So I don't want us to get caught up and no one trying to sell you something or none of that. Scholarship and academia, if you're a scholar, you can go to universities like I do and do this. And you don't have to worry about nobody not booking you or people paying you X amount of dollars for you to come talk about some stuff that's not going to help them. His story not going to help them do what they're trying to do in life. We don't need a whole bunch of people. We don't need another overload of information. You know enough. We got to start applying this shit. Group economics, using our finances. We don't need to pay people. That's an old school game, that lecturing. Don't nobody need to do that. If you're going to come to somebody speaking, you need to leave with something more than what you did when you came. You need to leave with something in your hand and something here. If you come to a lecture speaking of me, you're going to leave with something in your hand and something here. Cause and effect. So, I got to get out of here, man. I love y'all, man. But I just wanted to share this with y'all. This is the book I was looking for. And I mean, it ain't nothing to argue about. I'm not even here to argue with nobody. I'm just here to show you. I'm just here to show you some things. I was talking about this book too. They done made it, they done put it on Amazon super expensive. We converted it to PDF. And then when I be saying that, and then I say you don't got to be, when I say the European agree with me, you don't got to argue or say I'm saying something wrong. Everything I said or I'm showing you, I've done on a college campus. And I've done dissertations orally. It came from scholarship. So if anybody feel a certain way, don't get mad at me. I mean, the history is there. Like I said, we need our teachers, we need our oracles to do the message, and I'm right here. You can get an overload of things. When I say a lot of people, especially I know Moors that don't read, and people always prove me right. No one can prove me wrong, not what I'm saying history, but people prove me right with how they operate. When I know a lot of men buy a book for expensive dollars just to say they bought it and never read it. And then I ask people about the science. They be like, Sheik, that's deep. And I say, that's the book that you say you got. Then they admit they never read it and pay $100 for a book. And we have them, PDF. You can download them on your tablet. Send it to Office Max and Staples, have them printed and binded, and you have it. But it's right here. And it ain't nothing to be upset about or arguing with nobody, especially somebody like they got this, they got that. Nobody has nothing. You go with it. And when I talk about scholarship, I know Europeans that can get way deeper with it because they sons of Muslims and the history is there. And we're not going to make videos arguing with each other. We're not going to do that. And the thing called academia and scholarship, when you're doing peer-reviewed scholarly research, all scholars and educators agree. Why should they be mad at each other? But why do scholars be mad at each other when somebody has information? That only be NBCs. When you look back at Tony Brown's journals, when you saw Chancellor Wilson and all those Moorish preachers and Dr. Ben and John Henry Clark on there, them brothers wasn't debating each other, Amos Wilson. They was debunking Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. So it just came to a place where brothers like they want to be someone's God. No, we maps and guides in the flesh. So if you're a map and a guide, your people know your voice. And I already showed you the book, The Chosen People, with Wentworth Matthews with the Moorish Zionist Church of the Moors. I showed you that the so-called American flag and the so-called Israeli flag in the 1900s, way before Israel was created a so-called country. We already had the flag, and there's no hate. I'm just giving you history, and it's only one history, and you can't arbitrarily explain history. So if I was doing academia, and I told you I have a dual master's degree in history, law, religion, and language, and in academia, you can't do no research unless it's peer-reviewed. It has to be peer-reviewed. I don't care if you get a book. If it ain't peer-reviewed, it's not going to be held accountable. So when I say the research that I've done in academia is peer-reviewed, that means it's accepted in all facets. Not because nobody look at, oh, I don't agree. Well, you ain't dealing with peer-reviewed scholarly research. You going on how you feel in the religion, and no, nobody. That's not scholarship. That's not law. Scholarship, it synchronizes in history. Just like I use the Bible to show you all law. So let me get out of here, man. I got a long day ahead of me, man. But I leave y'all. We don't need no more overloaded information. Your hard drive will crash. Morris is drunk on information. That's all they want. Oh, you know this, you know this. They're talking a whole bunch of do you know this? And these people be broke on Section 8. No disrespect. You don't need to know a whole bunch of things that's not going to help you in your life and your family. What you need to do is apply the tools that we're trying to teach. These group economics, this religious community, using our finances to help build our infrastructure. Living healthier. Operate from the heart. You say Allah's in your heart? Well, operate from the heart with love and learn to support those that are contributing to the solutions. I mean, we have the solutions. You want a fez, we sell fezes. You want more regalia, we sell it. Moors just want things free. Not all Moors, and that's complain. Group economics, religious community, nationality. It's simple. And every problem has a solution. Because life is a mathematical equation. And that's why I say, are you investing or are you wasting? Are you a contemplator or a procrastinator? We got to stop fighting each other, man. We doing the satanic spirit a great job. What? Fighting each other. And a lot of these Moors act like Crips and Bloods. I said, that's not it. Come on, man. Everybody knows some things. We got to get with the mission of what? It's a bigger mission. All we got to do is apply the law. That's all we have to do. We ain't here to overthrow nothing. We applied the law. I'm here. The house is built. The furniture is in it. The law is there. I promise you, if the people just trust and jump behind this with a small financial obligation, which can help build our infrastructure, people will see. If not, all we're going to do is complain. We're going to talk about, oh, look at the church, look how big they are. Oh, look at this, look at this. But what we going to do? Because I told y'all, a lot of these Moors, it's a poor game. All these Moors want something free. All these Moors want to cancel some corporate debt, want to squat in the house, want to drive without license. All these Moors want free stuff, and that's not living. You can't build a community with a whole bunch of people that's trying to scam you, with a whole bunch of people that trying to cancel corporate debt or want something free. How you going to build? And all these people that say they're not paying this or they don't have to pay this, they still don't have no finances. It got too hot. I was gonna bring my old school out. But all these people that say they don't pay taxes and they don't do all this and all this, they still broke. So if you want to pay taxes after all this time, what you doing with the money that you ain't paying taxes with? What they doing? They still have no money. All these people that say they don't do this and all that, and they want to build a nation, they still have nothing. All the stuff that they selling on the corners at events, they still have nothing. So what the money going for? Basic living. You got to pay for things. That's why I be like, man, it's not real. And a lot of this Moor stuff is a poor man's game, and I ain't poor. I'm a businessman. I do business. I tell Moors that. That's the difference with this Moor science. Look at the average Moors and look at how they live. And you should examine a man. The Bible says it's qualifications of a preacher. Hell, it's qualifications of a sheik too. Most of these Moors be poor. Most of these Moors, they say, oh, I ain't living off no white man. And they just always want to say some money or some fiat. But I bet you they woman working hard as hell. I bet you they woman working to the fucking bone. I bet you they woman probably working 2 fucking jobs. Doing all this while these goofy Negroes talk about they out teaching people their nationality and their birthrights. That's what these clown ass niggas do. I said, this is a poor game, and I ain't no bum. I'm glad to be educated. I'm glad to be a scholar. I'm glad to be well represented in my community in Flint, Michigan, and Arizona, and Vegas, and California. I'm glad to be upright. I'm glad I get to go other places and teach people that don't look like me. Because that's what the scripture says. A prophet and an angel is no good in his or her own country. If you're a God, man, or woman, you'll be able to leave your area and go around other people that don't look like you, and they'll accept you. And I've seen that. I'm in Arizona, a red state, and can't nobody say nothing about this or that or no other people. The only strife I've gotten from is on my own people that look like me. I've been doing in Arizona for 10 years, and I did lectures on YouTube and stuff. I've gone to Catholic churches and taught. And out of all the messages I've been doing on YouTube, I only got one European Albion, no disrespect, Trailer Dyke, to come at me wrong out of all the messages, the rest of them being NBCs. I wrote them down, and it's hundreds. And that's why I said, y'all lying. And the one European was this goofy European that be on everybody's page called Swindle King Hoodwink. And I had to talk to him in love, and he got all scared because some of his people know me, and they got scared and wrote me a whole apology letter. He was like, you know, they was like, man, we definitely apologize for him. And I said, y'all got to apologize for him? But all the other stuff been Negroes. And that's why I said, man, I know what this is about. We the most messed up people in the world. And that's a fact, because I deal with my people. You jump on YouTube, it'll be people talk about it be Europeans, trolls. No, the average of them be your own people. It'd be a sprinkle of Europeans. Because if you telling the truth, if you're an educator, if you say who you are, they know who you are. Because most of the Europeans that's really something, that's that have real positions, they Masons, they Scottish Rite, and they part of the Philosophical Research Society. And I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I haven't, and that's a fact. I haven't had no problems. Only European that I've been on here doing messages for almost 10 years. It only been one European, and I told y'all it was that guy Swindle King Hoodwink to say he see a black dude, and I'm like, that's defamation of character. And then when I tried to explain and I name dropped a little bit, he got scared. That's the only one. Everything else has been from our own people. Everything else, all the disrespect, all that, and I said, 10 years, I can say it's only been one Albion European that came at me wrong, and then he apologized. And that's the difference. We'll disrespect people and act like nobody know who they are. I tell people, when you jump on my page, you pinging off a satellite. I can go right on Google Maps. I can type you in. That's like I'll be asking Morris, do you know what an ISBN number is? They say no. Or I say an ISBN number is like a social security number that can track a book. So when you jump on my page, when you a willing obligor and I'm a business, you jump on my page, I have your information. I can type, while you on my page, I can tell you your address, everything. The map is live. And I'll be telling, and then people that jump on your page are disrespectful, and my IT guy to get out and get on your page and we're like, well, you know, that's a bullying and that's blah, 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 and start breaking the law down and say, we know where you are, and boom, 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 boom. Then people get scared. People mamas be writing back, well, we want to apologize. No, everybody not playing. So that's why I say this, and I mean that, man. I only had an issue with one European since I've been doing this, and I told y'all, now it's that guy Swindle King Hoodwink that be on every more page, and I told him, you must didn't do your research with me, because I don't play that shit. I ain't one of these goofy ass Moors out here squatting in houses telling you to do this shit, talking about they connect. I ain't one of them. I said, I don't know who the hell you think this is, but he got on my page talking about he sees some black dude. That's disrespectful, because I ain't black. So you trying to say I'm a slave? And I have an issue with that. I don't identify the black. Can't nobody call me black. My own people. And so when Europeans doing it, I always know Europeans know better than that. Especially if you a Mason, you know better than that, because he know he a son of a Muslim. So I had to correct that in the right manifestation. I ain't out here playing no games, telling nobody to squat no house or no 1099, all this goofy ass old shit. I deal with solutions. And so I only had one European come on my page with disrespectfully. The rest been Moors and NBCs. And that's just a fact. I be in Arizona dressed like a Moor every day, head to toe. No disrespect. I've lectured at Catholic churches, no disrespect. And taught love from the scriptures, no disrespect. Only disrespect I get is from my own people. And that's a fact. And can't nobody tell me no different. I don't care what nobody say. My story is different from everybody. I'm in Arizona, a red state. I get love everywhere I go. Here it is, I go places, people ask me to come to their church. Would you come to our church and teach? And I'm like, you want me to come to your church just, because I mail a lot of stuff off. So I meet a lot of people at the post office and at the, and UPS. So I meet so many different people. And they ask questions as they see me dressed. They were like, man, I just have to talk to you. Like, people be waiting for me outside. So I sit and I talk to them. I don't care if they want to talk. I got the time, because that's my life. I live a certain life where I have time. Allah have allowed me to do that. And I'll talk to people. They'll cry and they'll ask me to come to their church. And I do it. I have to do what Allah wants me to do. And since I've been in Arizona, I've been asked to go to all different nationality churches. No melanated temples. I know so many Moors out here in Arizona. They be doing so much illegal stuff. They be in their ego because they don't want to be corrected. I've been to all type of European churches, temples, gatherings. I'm part of the West Valley Health Summit. I done lecture at the YMCA. I done lectured at Estrella Community College. I done lectured at Boys and Girls Club. I done went all places where other nationalities at. I tutor these people kids at the Y. I go on college campus once a week and lecture. So, you know what I mean? And it's all different groups. Like right now, I got a contract to tutor kids in math. All different nationalities. So I know I got to get. Hold on, let me see if she's ready. What's up? Ain't that me? But it's just real talk, man. That's the only issue that I've had. And everything else has been with, with my people, the disrespect and just so many things. Like I said, I help so many people, and especially with literature and studying. Like I help so many college kids graduate and do peer-reviewed scholarly research where they don't have to eat up all their financial aid money up buying those expensive books because I have the documents. And I just get so many complaints with our own people. Like if the research valid, why are you complaining? Most Moors not going to pay for the books, hard copies, because they cost too much. And then Moors don't even read them. And I'm like, but that's the first thing we'll do is complain. Like people that say, oh, I thought it was a book. I say, how do you think it's a book? And they say, my PDF books. Go on Amazon and see how much the book costs and see what you buy it. They don't, because the books cost too much. That's why we do it. And then Moors complain about why somebody created a business saying what they can do for free. And I said, well, you can do anything for free. You can cut your hair for free. You can do your hair for free, don't you? I can, but if I had hair, I wouldn't. You can cut your fade. You can line your beard up for free if you want to. You can do your taxes for free if you want to. You can cut your own grass if you want to. All those things you can do if you want. That's why I say we choose to do things and we choose to support. And that's why I have a problem with most Moors, because all Moors want shit free. That's the first thing they say, well, I can get this for free. Well, you don't understand about helping an organization. We taxes them from the government, religious, scientific, charitable. It's just like if you're donating to a church. And so we just be lost with things, man. And I tell people, yeah, you can do things on your own. If that's, you can do that. If you want to take the time to do the research and do all that, yes. Just like I could do a lot of things on my own if I want to, but I don't want to. I choose to pay. Because I like the services. I like doing that. I like the circulation of the dollar because I'm a business owner. And I understand about circulation of a dollar. I want to support things, and if I'm into the science and the research, that's what I need. Everything else, I don't matter. That's why I said we'll find the littlest thing to complain about. Instead of solutions, NBCs will complain, and everybody know what I'm saying. And so don't let nobody else's story be your story, man. Come and learn. I love y'all, man, and peace.